There we go. We are up and running.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Season 2, starting right now, episode 1, episode 27 in total. For those of you that want to keep count like that, personally, I do, just because it's fucking phenomenal to see how far we've come. We're in we're now out of the classic golden age Trek. We're moving into more of the newer stuff. We're starting tonight with the Kelvin timeline, Star Trek 2009 movie. You've heard me say it before. I fucking love this movie. I love it for everything that it is. There's not a thing I would change about this movie. And watching the director's cut today, I've seen the movie 1,000 times. I can quote that motherfucker for you line by line all the way down if I wanted to. So I was like, you know what? I've never seen the director's cut, the commentary. Let me watch the commentary while I, get ready for tonight. And that's what I did, and I love it even more. I did not get to finish the commentary. Stay-at-home dad kind of sucks. Kids kind of suck. They're assholes. I love them to death. Would not change a thing, except for the fact that I didn't get to finish my movie. Though, I got to the point of us seeing the Enterprise in space as Kirk and everybody. I got to the point where the whole crew gets aboard the Enterprise. They start warping into space, and Kirk goes to talk to Uhura, and that is where I had to cut it. Yeah. And surprisingly, there were a lot of things that I did not know about this movie that were quite interesting, to say the least. I wrote down a lot of major points that I want to talk about tonight. I think roughly about 20 of them. And if I had watched the whole movie, hell, we probably had 200, just because on the commentary, you're getting to listen to J.J. Abrams, several producers, and then their Trek nerd, as they called him, who was on set as their supervisor, to kind of help make sure that they didn't fuck up anything too much, even though they were starting their own story with a different timeline and all that. So the amount of information you get from this commentary is phenomenal. Before we get into that, guys, I'm an avid dipper. I have been for a long time. This is not a paid promotion in any way, shape, or form. Do not get this twisted. This is me just telling you. If you do nicotine, you have those nicotine pouches, and you want to try to stop. Alpha is a company. They have nicotine pouches, but they have these nootropic pouches as well. Feels just like nicotine in your lip. It does wonders, and it has helped me stay quitting. I'm up to now 4 weeks, a whole month without dip, because of these alpha pouches. So I don't know if that's something you guys want to check out or not. Again, this is not a paid promotion.
Not a paid
This
promotion.
is me just telling you, I have done this, I have used this, and I like it. Maybe you should try it too.
We are not affiliated with alpha pouches whatsoever.
Yeah. Now, let's get into some of my points. Let me pull up my notes app, because I wrote them all down as I was going through the movie. I was probably pissing off my child because she was watching it with me, and I kept pausing it to write these points down because I didn't want to miss something while I'm typing in my phone on my notes app. And she's getting mad at me. She goes, "Dad, just let the movie play. Oh my God." And I'm like, "Girl, hush. I'm trying to do something." But okay. 2009 Star Trek intro and opening was completely different, from the music to the opening scene, which was supposed to feature the birth of Spock, not the birth of Kirk. I feel like I'd heard that before, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, so I went ahead and wrote it down anyways. because it's still a fun fact for those of you. I mean, because again, just because we might know it doesn't mean that everybody else does. And that's kind of what our podcast is about: is telling you guys, hey, this is the cool shit you might not know.
Right.
But yeah, the original score, opening score, was supposed to be completely different. They never actually say what score was supposed to be used in those opening scenes, but it wasn't that one. I thought that was pretty interesting because the way the movie opens with that exact score, just absolutely beautiful. I think it sets the tone for the movie and what we're all about to go through.
Yeah.
But also, again, it wasn't supposed to open with that scene. It's supposed to open with the birth of Spock. Originally, it's supposed to go birth of Spock, birth of Kirk, young Spock, young Kirk, teenage Spock, teenage Kirk, back and forth and back and forth. And they ultimately changed it. And I think the changes that they made, now J.J. Abrams had said in the commentary, most of the changes they made 2 weeks before the film came out.
That sounds about right.
That's how hard down line to the wire they were with everything. The Kelvin is named after J.J. Abrams' grandfather, Harry Kelvin, which J.J. puts his grandfather in everything he does because his grandfather was his inspiration to make movies. Personally, I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I've thought about, there have been several things that, several people that if I were to make movies, I would definitely put them in some way, somehow. If I couldn't put them in the movie, allude to them some way, somehow within my film, so that way I can give them the credit that they're due for having supported me. And now it's got me wanting to watch all J.J. Abrams films to catch Harry Kelvin any way, shape, and form.
Makes you wonder where you put him in Star Wars.
Right. The line, "You're the captain now, Mr. Kirk," was meant to kind of trick the audience because at this point in time, we don't know what's going on. We're thrown in the middle of a situation, and this guy, his name is Kirk. All the Star Trek fans are like, okay, so this is Captain Kirk. Cool. We're good. And then we hear the name George, and we're like, oh shit, that's his dad.
Oh fuck.
So that, I thought that was pretty cool. I kind of have thought that over the years, but the confirmation was like, okay, cool. That's all I needed. But yeah, it was more or less kind of a trick, kind of a not, but it was mostly put there to kind of keep the older Trek fans on their feet to realize they have no idea what's going to happen. Which I think was beautiful, personally. There were, in fact, practical Kelvins or models built for some of the action scenes. I figured as much, but I never really thought about it, considering the fact that most works now, and even then, have been CGI or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of thought that they had a couple models, but I was never for sure. And so finding out they had, I think he said there was at least 15 models they built, ranging in all different sizes, all different sections of the Kelvin for the practical shots to get some of the explosions and the damage to the ship just right.
Right.
Which now my happy ass is going to be hunting down those Kelvin models because now I want one. This one's pretty interesting. Originally, Kirk's mother was not supposed to have made it off the Kelvin. And in fact, Kirk was supposed to have been beamed out of her, which would have killed her. but they deemed it better for her to survive.
Yeah, that would have been really shitty.
Right?
Like, thinking of that, like, already, like, the way it is, like, that really would have been shitty.
Right? Like, not only do you lose your dad, but now you're losing your mom too because you got beamed out of her.
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Abrams felt he would not be successful if he could not make a Star Trek reboot movie that his wife and other women would want to go see. He had said talking with the producers, he had within the first 5 minutes of them doing anything in the process of making Star Trek 2009, he said within the first 5 minutes, we'd all ask the question, how are we going to get our wives to go see this movie? I think that's kind of hilarious that he put that much focus on trying to make this an everyone movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't think most anybody else would have done that at that point in time.
Probably not. Just a second, I'll be.
No worries. Holy French fries are good.
Hey.
All right. The score used in the opening title sequence was meant to be a boast that Star Trek was back. And that's when we get to see the Delta and the word Star Trek. That beautiful... That one right there was meant to be a boast that Star Trek was back and to bring the power of the movie to its to there. I enjoy that. I love that as a fact. And I love that score. It's a beautiful score. Probably one of my favorites in all of Trek, if I got to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable.
This next one is just funny. J.J. Abrams was asked why he chose the Beastie Boys. He said because it's a kick-ass song.
Yeah.
And I have to agree.
He's not
wrong. Ever since 2009, that song has been on my fucking playlist. And it stays on my playlist. Beastie Boys Sabotage is one of my absolute favorite fucking songs. But yeah, it has been rent-free on my playlist since 2009.
That's understandable.
The kid that Kirk passes on the road while he's driving the Stingray is in fact
his brother,
George Samuel Kirk, his older brother. And honestly, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew that I've known that for a long time.
I've never honestly looked into it. But there was supposed to be, and it got cut from the movie, but there was supposed to be an entire scene where Sam and the stepfather and the mother and Jim, they're all fighting. The mother's yelling at Jim on the phone, and so Sam just decides to take off and run away. And then Kirk grabs the car and go for a joyride, and that's when he passes Sam on the road. And that's what they kept in the movie, was them passing each other. But that was about it.
Because yeah, in the movie, like when he passes him, he's like, "Hey, Georgie," and like,
Yeah. And see, I've just never put two and two together, you know?
oh, that's fair.
Because in all honesty, every time I think of Kirk's brother, I always think of Sam as his name. I know it's his middle name, but I think of it as his first name because it's all we ever really hear him refer to him as.
Yep. George Samuel Kirk.
This one's really cool. They ultimately chose Ben Cross as Sarek because of how similarly he looked to both Leonard Nimoy and Mark Leonard. They said his facial structures kind of resembling both men equally. He became their perfect choice for Sarek. And honestly, I got to say, I love the guy they got. I love Ben Cross as Sarek. I think he was a perfect choice.
Yeah, he was.
I truly did. Both J.J. Abrams' father and father-in-law can be seen sitting next to Kirk in the bar scene in Iowa.
Huh.
So we see the bar. We've got focuses up on Uhura. Then there's the guy, the alien, sitting next to her. And then Kirk pops out. And those two gentlemen just past Kirk on the other side are J.J. Abrams' father and father-in-law. The bar is a real American Legion bar there in Hollywood, California. They just kind of did some background lighting to kind of make it look more futuristic. But it is a real bar. It's an American Legion bar. So, I mean, unless you're American Legion, don't think you're going to be able to go to it, unfortunately. But it's still pretty cool. Among the planes hanging in the bar is a model, or is a starship. Now, I added this next bit because I took a minute to pause, go back and look at the scene. Among the planes hanging in the bar is a model of an original series Pioneer-class starship. It is right there in the foreground. It's kind of blurry when you see it. It's a real quick split-second shot.
Huh.
You went back to look at the bar scene, didn't you?
Huh.
Yeah. The shot of Kirk looking at an unfinished Enterprise is a play and nod to Luke looking at the twin suns on Tatooine in Star Wars. J.J. Abrams said he wanted a Star Wars-esque moment, and that's the moment they chose.
Where did you say the Pioneer class was?
So in the bar scene, there you'll see it's right after Pike comes in, whistles, and everybody starts clearing out. Pike and Kirk are sitting at the table.
You can whistle really loud. You know that?
Yeah. So the shot
salt shaker.
Here. No, not the salt shaker. Not the salt shaker. So the shot starts up here on the model airplanes, then pans down to Kirk and Pike.
Yeah, there it is. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And it's an original series Pioneer class. This one I think you're going to love. The line, "All I got left was the bones," was made up by Carl Urban day of, it was completely improvised. And they left it in because they thought it was absolutely magnificent. And I do too. Personally, one of my favorite lines in that movie. Now, I will tell you, my favorite line of that movie is 4. I'll do it in 3. But we've talked about that before.
Like, 4 years? Do it in 3.
I'll do it in 3. Most of the flare shots were just a producer using a flashlight shining it into the camera.
So many of them. Man, that guy's arm must have been hurt doing this all the fucking time. Like, he got some carpal tunnel from holding that damn flashlight.
Right? And then this is the last one, because we're caught up to where I'm at now in the movie. This is the last one that I have. The scene where Kirk runs through the ship and he's passing a lot of big aluminum containers was shot at a Budweiser plant. And in those big aluminum containers is Budweiser beer.
That one I knew. I knew it was shot in the Budweiser plant.
I did not. I think that's fucking cool. Look, I'm already a Bud guy. Now I've got a reason to really love Budweiser.
Stocked ass bar.
Fucking right.
Even though that's technically engineering, and that's not what those are at all. But that's beside the point.
10 forward is going to be great.
10 forward's going to be the
I mentioned, hell, this bar can last for 20. But yeah, that is where I'm at.
Budweiser
Unfortunately,
presents Real Men of Genius. Here's to you, Mr. Pointed-eared, green-blooded hobgoblin. Wait, who the hell wrote this, McCoy? Who the hell wrote this?
I'm sure that you could assume, though, by my text last night. I started watching the Orville just for shits and giggles again.
It's a good one.
Hannah, for the first time, she's actually paying attention to it. She goes, and now that she's seen Star Trek, right? now that she's seen quite a bit of it,
it just makes it better.
She goes, well, she's like, this is a true love letter to Star Trek. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what this is.
A huge freaking Trekkie.
She goes, no wonder you and John keep saying if anybody buys Star Trek, it better be Seth. I'm with you guys now. Like, not that I wasn't before, but like, I get it now.
Like, if anybody were to buy Star Trek, it better be Seth MacFarlane. God damn it.
Yeah, because the Orville is such a Star Trek show for not being a Star Trek show. And hell, by all means, you know what? Personally, I think we take a detour after we get done with the Kelvin movies. Before we do fucking Discovery, I think we talk about the Orville for a second.
That's true. It did come out right around the same time, I think.
Yeah. I think Orville came out in
I think it came out like 2018.
2016.
2018, 2019?
Oh, no.
I could be wrong. Hold on. They have Google for.
I know it's been out a minute,
It came out
though.
in 2017.
So yeah, the year before Discovery then.
Well, Discovery
same
came
year
out
as
in
Discovery.
2017 as well. It was announced in 2016.
That's right.
But it came out in 20... So yeah, it came out right around the same time. Yeah, I'd be down for talking about the Orville. I fucking love that show.
Anything to divert from Discovery, one more episode.
Great.
But no. Yeah, I sit there and I told her I was gonna buy one of the uniforms and wear it on the podcast. She goes, "That's sacrilege." I go, "No, it's not.
It's not.
Watch this." And I texted you. I told you what I was gonna do. When you said, "Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome," she's like, "What is wrong with you two?"
The list is shorter of what's not wrong with us.
Oh, my favorite answer is we don't talk
do you
about
want to
that
be
in
here for
public.
3 days, or do you want to be here for like 20 minutes? Which list do you really want to go over?
My favorite answer is we don't talk about that in public. When someone hits me with, well, we're not in public, I'm part of the public, which means we don't talk about it.
Exactly.
But no, back to this movie though. I fucking the director's commentary. I was learning quite a bit. There's so much more that I could have written down that I chose not to. I was just hitting some big points for me that I personally enjoyed hearing about. They talked a lot about Winona Ryder and her first. When they were going to start with Spock's birth, because they filmed those scenes. I mean, they filmed. In all honesty, basically, with what J.J. Abrams was saying, they've got enough they could release a director's cut for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if they put in the original movie and not what made it to screen, it'd probably be a hell of a lot longer than the Snyder cut for the DC Universe Justice League.
And the Snyder cut's like 4 hours. I still haven't gotten around to see it because I haven't been able to clear out an afternoon to fucking watch it.
Yeah. But they had Winona Ryder basically looking at herself at that point in time, and he was like, "Oh, she looks so beautiful," and then we cut to this scene, and we've aged her up a little bit to make her look older, and this and that. And then they were talking about Zachary Quinto, and when he would come on set, JJ had a hard time remembering what Leonard Nimoy as Spock was like, because Zachary had done such a good job with that character. And having watched recently, within the last 12 hours, a Star Trek episode of the original series, and then seeing Zachary Quinto as Spock, it amazes me how close Zachary Quinto looks to Leonard Nimoy.
Mm-hmm.
Without having to be anywhere near him at all. And again, Zachary's probably my number 2, will always be my number 2 Spock.
He's just got a picture of him pulled up on his phone like...
Yeah. Well, see, that one, I'm over there just... bitch.
Yeah, like the casting director's just got a picture of Leonard Nimoy put up on his phone. He's just like, that guy. you, you're coming with me.
Go get Leonard Nimoy. See if he wants to make a search for Spock today. We got the perfect guy to play him in his 20s. They talked about the hypo spray a little bit, and how it's funny how any other time hypo spray is ever used in Star Trek, it's relatively painless.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is painful as fuck. And they're talking about Kirk getting injected with the shit that's gonna, give him the big ass hands, the numb tongue.
Well, like, it doesn't even hurt at first. Like, it's just like a...
Yeah.
And then the subsequent ones, ow, stop that! And then
I'm bad. Romulans?
I like how the numb tongue thing is there, but then by the time they get up to the bridge, like, it's finally... the effect has worn off.
Yeah. So, you have the article this time.
I do have the article this time.
Oh, this will be fun. Let's get into it.
Is the parking brake on?
No, sir. Have you blah 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 blah.
If you disengage the inertial
So the parking brake. Yeah. So the parking brake was on.
The parking brake
is that
was
what you're
on.
telling me?
Like, you stupid motherfucker. Granted, Sulu was just out of the academy, so I mean, it's an easy mistake, but still.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. All right. Today's article is titled Star Trek 2009 and the Motion Picture Are Uniquely Suited to Engage New Fans. This is by Jay Stobie on the official StarTrek.com website. Both installments with milestone anniversaries this year. This article was published December 2nd, 2024.
Oh, okay, so last year.
Yeah. Not too long ago, but still. Ushered in new eras for Star Trek, taking a unique course in introducing or reintroducing James T. Kirk and his crew to the masses. Two momentous films are celebrating major milestones in 2024. As it had been 15 years since Star Trek 2009 brought us the Kelvin timeline, and 45 years since Star Trek the Motion Picture unlocked the franchise's big screen potential. Both installments ushered in new eras for Star Trek, and each took a unique course. And anyway.
Hold on. 15 years? Now 16 years. God damn. You know what really baffles me is the way that Star Trek 2009 played out. This? And the way that Star Trek 2009 plays out, it still feels like a very relatively new film. Considering the way that most films are made today, it was ahead of its time, partially.
Oh, yeah.
For 2009.
Absolutely. To commemorate these important anniversaries, let's examine the ways in which these films welcome aboard their respective USS Enterprises and shed light on why the two movies are excellent starting points for those interested in exploring the Star Trek universe for the first time. Now, here's my commentary on that. Star Trek 2009, great introduction. Star Trek the Motion Picture, not quite as strong. At the time, I could see why. But let's see what good old Jay has to say about this.
Well, hold on, because Star Trek: The Motion Picture feels a lot like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. Star Wars Episode 7. Okay, that's exactly what the motion picture feels like. It is everybody flocked to the fucking theaters because holy shit, it's Star Trek. Everybody flocked to the theaters because holy fuck, it's Star Wars. We're finally getting another Star Wars movie after
now I can kind of see it now.
So many fucking years. And then the disappointment of the movie, it didn't do so well.
Yeah.
It only made the numbers because holy shit, it's this. But it didn't do so well afterwards.
Right.
Okay, continue on.
Let's see what Jay has to say about this. It's safe to say that our main characters were at very different places in their lives at the beginning of the two films, with the obvious distinction being that the Kelvin Timeline's crew was in the early stages of their career and largely unfamiliar with one another. Kirk, Uhura, and McCoy were still at Starfleet Academy, only forced into emergency service aboard the Enterprise by Nero's attack on Vulcan. On top of that, factors ranging from the helmsman's unexpected illness to a communications officer's unfamiliarity with the Romulan language propelled our heroes into the roles on the Enterprise's senior staff. Each character's talents ensured they were next in line for those jobs, but they were essentially an assorted blend of cadets, replacements, and officers from other posts. In contrast, the Motion Picture's command crew had already collaborated on a 5-year mission and experienced countless deep space perils. They trusted each other and relied upon their powerful camaraderie. Nevertheless, there was still a degree of newness to this reunion. Admiral Kirk was coming from an administrative assignment, a reserve activation clause pressed Dr. McCoy back into active duty, and Spock had been on Vulcan to undergo his Kolinahr ritual.
Reserve activation clause. Sure, call it what you want, but Kirk being a
seldom
dick.
used reserve activation clause.
You wouldn't have anything to do with that now, would you? Spock on Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their friendship remained, but to some extent, their disparate paths resulted in a need to get to know one another again. Although Kirk and Spock were technically replacements for Captain Decker and Science Officer Sonak, they were returning to the stations where they had thrived before. When it comes to someone's initial contact with Star Trek, both introductory approaches offer significant advantages to fresh viewers. Star Trek 2009 allows audiences to get to know the characters as they're getting to know each other within the story, whereas the motion picture reunites old friends while still requiring them to adapt to the ways they have changed over the years. The motion picture also benefits from the additions of Lieutenant Ilia and Captain Decker, as they were characters who all viewers were meeting for the first time. Plus, new fans benefit from a key element that is common to both crews. Each film kicks off a fresh set of adventures.
Are you sure you don't have numb tongue?
I might. It's entirely possible at this fucking point because I can't talk. Unveiling the USS Enterprise is our next little point.
Mm-hmm. And see, we talked about this a little bit before the podcast started, so I want to hit on this again. J.J. Abrams, the reason we meet the Enterprise the way we do when they go to space and they're out of space dock, and that beautiful just little loop around the Enterprise is an homage to the motion picture's 5-minute Enterprise introduction sequence, which I think personally, I love the motion picture's introduction to the Enterprise because, again, they continue to make sure that she is a main character, and she is the main character at that point in time too, because she gets 5 minutes of an introduction. You know how much Kirk got? I'm James C. Kirk. You know how much Spock got? Spock. And that was it. Okay. Nobody else got that much of an introduction. No, the Enterprise, she got 5 whole minutes. No one talking, no one doing nothing except for Kirk maybe going,
Kirk creaming his pants.
Exactly.
Which we all were too. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
And for those of you who feel the way as Chris and I do not read the novelization of Star Trek 3. Yeah, you are, because it reveals that the Enterprise gained sentience in the moments before her destruction, and was happy to be sacrificing her life for the crew that, yeah, you see, just don't do it. You don't need that emotion. No, you don't need the emotional heartbreak that we got. Anyway, unveiling the USS Enterprise. In addition to meeting our dedicated Starfleet crews, Star Trek 2009 and the motion picture gave the spotlight to another legendary figure, the Starship Enterprise. The former actually supplied a double debut as Kirk witnessed ship being built at the Riverside shipyard before falling in love all over again when he saw the completed vessel orbiting Earth several years later. Kirk and company arrived aboard the Kelvin Enterprise's maiden voyage, permitting viewers to explore its layout alongside the characters. The time-lapse encompassing the ship's initial construction and its final launch paralleled Kirk's own journey from small-town recruit to Starfleet cadet, and the manner in which he marveled at the vessel on each occasion underscored the important bond that Kirk had with the Enterprise in every universe, a crucial relationship present to any future Star Trek fan. Although the motion picture's USS Enterprise had logged an untold number of light years prior to its mission to intercept V'ger, the ship's refit afforded the movie a fantastic opportunity to showcase the vessel's beautiful new look to the sounds of Jerry Goldsmith's superb score. Chef's kiss, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Down to the last detail.
What? Minute detail.
I messed it up. But that's okay. Anyway, Admiral
fucking
Kirk
love the
soaking
boys.
in the exterior view with awe and eventually getting lost in the starship's redesigned corridors created the impression that he was also encountering the Enterprise for the first time, granting audiences the chance to follow suit and fall in love with the ship as well. And just as in Star Trek 2009, the amazement that permeated the Admiral's final approach to the vessel made Kirk's infatuation with the Enterprise abundantly clear. Yeah, I'd say that agree. That is like my favorite freaking starship of all goddamn time is the refitted USS Enterprise and USS Enterprise A.
Oh yeah.
I think it is the best looking ship in the Star Trek universe, period.
Honestly, if I wasn't a sucker for the Excelsior class, yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Don't get me wrong, I love the original. I love the original just as well. But the refit, she looks sleek but mean. That's what I love about it. Is it's so you know, everything's refined, no rough edges. It just looks like, you know, I mean, it just looks like space perfection. It looks like sci-fi space perfection. But, you know, for any of us, you see that view and you're like, ooh, pretty. But if you're a Klingon, you see this view, you're going, oh, shit.
Just, ooh, pretty.
Mm-hmm. Mine is unfortunately the A. But
I have an A that's about that size, but and both of them I built. Both the one in my hand and the one that's sitting over there that I don't feel like grabbing right now.
Yeah, no, this is my toy. This is my toy one. I don't have a refit that I did build, but that model's like that big.
See, mine's at least a little bit bigger.
It was one of those. Yeah.
See, yeah, my dad's building the 1/350 scale of that ship, where the nacelle's about as long as my fucking, like, from here it goes to like here. That's how big just the nacelle is.
Yeah.
It was about as half as thick as my dick.
You know, the two movies, you know, honestly, for him, I was kind of upset when the guy was like, you know, these two movies compare so much. I'm like, no, they didn't. Not because I'm over here. I'm butthurt about it because 2009 is one of my favorite Star Trek movies of all time. It was by all means the introduction I got myself into Star Trek. Like, yes, I'd already been introduced to it and all that, but like this one, it was coming out in theaters, and this one was marketed for me, for my group. It was trying to get my group, my age group of people into Star Trek. Okay, because we're kids at that point in time.
I was about to say, yeah, no, I was a little bit biased against this movie for a long time because I was raised by a older Trek fan. Love you, Dad.
Yeah.
But he does not like these movies. And I can see why he doesn't like some aspects of these movies, but I do like these movies. They're pretty good. The first one is pretty good.
Yeah, like, and so it's like, you know, to compare this to, like, say it's more so close
that
to
he thinks that
J.J.
Abrams can't come up with original idea, and I kind of got to agree with him on that point. But that doesn't make it a bad movie by any means. Now the second one is where things get a little rocky, because I would definitely say it's the weakest of the three. But we'll get into that next episode. But
no, like I said, you know, but going back to, you know, for him to compare it to the motion picture, because I'm over here like, look, I don't hate the motion picture.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's any piece of Star Trek property I will say I absolutely hate, and the feeling is there, like I can't say I dislike it, that's Star Trek 5. Okay, I hate
Star Trek 5. Going.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't necessarily like the motion picture. I enjoy the motion picture, but it's not, you know,
Especially with
it's not the best
4K remaster they did a few years ago.
Yeah. So when you put one of my favorites and you compare it up to one of my least favorites, I was like, where the fuck is this guy going? Because he's about to really piss me off. But
I
no,
mean,
the way
he's got
he's
some good
taking everything
points.
down right now.
Yeah.
No, he's making great points. I'm like, holy shit, I've never honestly noticed how close to the motion picture this actually was.
Like, yeah, there's some definite like contrasts in there, but like he's right. They're both great introductions as far as Star Trek goes. Like I would say the motion picture a little less so, just because I could see some viewers viewing it at. I mean, even before that 4K remaster came out, I would have said it's boring. Oh, what the hell? Anyway.
What happened?
Oh, the thing came up. Like, it's wanted me to update ARC for Star Trek Online.
Oh.
Anyway.
But,
yeah, I'll take care of that later. But
oh, I see it. I got you.
Yeah. like apparently I need to update some stuff on my computer apparently. Anyway. But
I mean,
like, yeah, no, even before that 4K remaster came out, if I had problems going to sleep, I'd turn on that fucking movie. I shit you not. I'd turn on that movie and I would be out within half an hour. I'd get through the scene of the Enterprise and I'd get to where they warp and then my happy ass would be out. These days, with that 4K remaster, I can't do it anymore. I was like, damn, this used to be my go-to.
But see, I'll tell you, and you know, honestly thinking about it, I think what really takes away from the motion picture is the fact there's no action in it. Like, there's very little action in it. And with Star Trek, we're so used to action, you know, more or less. Especially when you get to the other movies, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, even Final Frontier and The Undiscovered Country. We're so used to fucking action.
Not to mention all the other Star Trek movies that preceded this one. Like, you've got all the Next Generation movies, which were all action-packed.
And also, think about the time it came out. It came out in 79, right? 2 years before, one of the most influential movies of all time released to the public.
Good old
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And Star Wars is nothing but action-packed from the fucking very beginning to the very fucking end. Nothing but action. A whole new wave of movie just hit theaters when the motion picture came out. And the motion picture, what they wanted to focus on, because they got a bigger budget, visual effects. They wanted to make the ship look better. They wanted visual effects. They wanted, you know, warping over here, warping over there, photon torpedoes, phasers. You know, it wasn't about the action.
The motion picture,
right? But still, you know, the warping and all that. It was, they wanted the visual effects to be there because that was also brand new shit that they got to tap into. Because again,
it's why the movie has gotten 2 remasters over the years. Like, we got the original one that came out in 79. We got the director's cut that came out in 2001. And then we got our new 4K director's cut in just a couple years ago. I think it was 2021 or 2022 we got it. And but that's why.
So by that standard,
that's why it's gotten so many remasters over the years, because they wanted to get those visual effects right, but were frankly limited by technology at the time.
But by that notion and that notion alone, I mean, yeah, I understand why it's deemed a boring movie. Hell, I think it's a boring movie. I'll give it all the credit it's due. Don't get me wrong. I will give it all the credit it is due. I like I said, I enjoy that movie. I like that movie. But it is very fucking boring, Trek considered.
Oh, yeah.
and sci-fi movie considered. Hell, I'd even say 2001: A Space Odyssey has more action than fucking the motion picture.
Like, for our viewers and listeners out there, if you're trying to get your girlfriend or wife into the Star Trek, or your partner into the Star Trek universe, do not start with the motion picture. Don't do it.
Don't do it. If you want to start with the movies, and you want to start with the original series movies, start with Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you get on the other side of Undiscovered Country, then you go back and go, all right, so this is the one that actually started it all. This is the motion picture.
Yeah.
This is Star Trek 1. Well, why do we watch 2 through 6 and now we're watching 1? Don't worry about it. Just watch
this one and you'll see exactly why we started with 2. Watch this one and you'll see exactly why.
Well, now I feel lost in the story. No, you're not. You're not lost at all.
It doesn't connect to anything. Don't worry about it. All right, on to our next bullet point: defining the Star Trek universe.
Okay.
While prior knowledge is not a prerequisite for enjoying these films, attaining at least some insights into Star Trek's fundamentals can enhance one's appreciation for its distinctively rich universe. This guy uses a lot of big words, and I don't know how I feel about that. Such indispensable components include the Federation and its values. Star Trek 2009 outlined these details in a clever fashion, harnessing Captain Pike's recruitment speech to inform a young James T. Kirk and the audience that the Federation was a peacekeeping and humanitarian armada. The motion picture put Starfleet's morality on display via Admiral Kirk's own pre-mission briefing, as he noted that his orders were to intercept and investigate the phenomenon.
Well, now, hold on now. I gotta kind of disagree with no prior knowledge is needed. Kind of gotta disagree a little bit.
I mean, if you think about it, like, you don't really need to know a whole lot before you see Star Trek the Motion Picture.
No, not the motion picture. Oh. I'm talking more about the Kelvin movies. I'm more or less talking about 2009, because while you technically, because it is its own standalone thing, you don't need to know a lot. I think you should at least know who the fuck Leonard Nimoy was and why the fuck old Spock is so important to the story,
right,
and to the later movies, considering the fact that they brought him back to kind of...
I mean, that's still not necessarily required to know, per se.
No,
I can see why you disagree. No, I totally get it.
Yeah. Personally, my personal feeling on it is, like, you need to at least know who Leonard Nimoy is. You need to at least know Leonard Nimoy's Spock before you watch the movie.
I think the only people who don't understand the significance of Leonard Nimoy have been born in the last 5 years.
You know what? Fair enough. And to those people, get some culture. Go learn about Leonard Nimoy.
Well, if they were born in the last 5 years, they're like 5 years old, dude.
I know, but get some culture, okay? My kid even knows who Spock is. She'll do this. And she gets mad when I don't know it back to her.
Like, yeah. Like, you do this in public, everybody knows exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Hell, when you meet Star Trek actors and you meet them for Star Trek, like Olivia Hack, when I finally told her that, you know, when I was like, oh my God, I do know you from something, I know you from Star Trek, she did this. I go, fuck yeah. You know, they do that to you right off the bat.
Instead of Richard Nixon's just... Anyway, even in the face of extreme danger, taking aggressive action would be a last resort. The world building continued when it came to diving into Vulcan culture, as the two films touched on the society's relationship with logic and emotion through brief scenes on the planet and nods to Spock's Kolinahr ritual in each reality. The same could be said of the Federation's underlying rivalries with the Klingon and Romulan neighbors. Star Trek 2009 simulated hostilities with the Klingons near the Kobayashi Maru, and the motion picture's depiction of Klingon ships firing on V'ger exemplified the Klingon Empire's militaristic nature. Although Star Trek 2009 recounted the Kelvin Enterprise's clash with Prime Romulan mining ship, Kirk did remark that showing compassion to Nero might assist the Federation in earning peace with his timeline's Romulan government. Taken together, these points paint a clearer picture for those who are just getting to know the Star Trek universe. Like, yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
technological triumph.
Okay, this ought to be good because I mean, between the two movies, again, 2000, the motion picture. Again, I said it a little bit ago. A whole brand new set of things were given to them, along with a bigger budget that they never had before.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting to try new shit and do new shit. And then 2009, the birth of CGI in its full glory. I mean, the birth of CGI sure happened. You could say the 70s. It really happened in the 90s. It happened with Jurassic Park. Really, I mean, honest to God, got going with Jurassic Park. And it's only gotten better since then. 2009.
I'd say the birth of CGI came in Star Trek 2, but that's my personal headcanon. But with the Genesis effect, that won awards and helped start good old Pixar Studios.
Yeah, not to say they didn't have it beforehand, but the reason I put CGI with the birth of CGI with Jurassic Park is because I think that movie is where CGI really got its grounding.
Yeah, no, it really took off after
in the film industry. Because again, I might have said this on our other podcast. I might have said this on this podcast. Hell, I don't fucking know. I'll say it again though. Those older movies with older CGI, they do a hell of a lot more than what newer CGI does. Yeah. Because you're going to talk about, we still talk about those movies and how good they fucking were versus some of these newer movies. The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Even now, I know that 90% of those dinosaurs don't look like that, canonically anymore. But at the time, they looked exactly like that. That's what we thought they looked like at the time. But even now, they left it in the movie because they knew our understanding of dinosaurs was changing, and that is the dinosaurs are infused with frog DNA. They would look entirely different if their DNA sequences were true to the dinosaur and not infused with frog. They left that in there as a tidbit. I'm sorry, but even still, I watched that movie now and I'm like, God damn, those dinosaurs still look real. Now, yes, they had their animatronics too, but I dare you to tell me which one's without knowing, you just watched the movie. I dare you to tell me which one's the animatronic versus which one's a CGI. I promise you'll get it wrong. Because it's funny. Because I've had other friends. I mean, you probably, John, for sure could do that easily.
Yeah, because I don't know which ones are which, and I could probably pick them out. You
probably could. But I'm talking like to every other viewer. I'm talking like
your average Joe.
Yeah, because I'm gonna play that fun game when my daughter gets older, where she's not scared by Jurassic Park and she enjoys Jurassic Park. When she gets to that point, I'm gonna, in her teenage years, sit her down, watch Jurassic Park, go, all right, point out the animatronics, and go, wrong, you're wrong. You actually got that one wrong. I'm ready for it, because it's a fun game for me to play.
Oh, absolutely.
Not an asshole, but because I like teaching people that kind of shit. As a movie watcher, as someone who loves the Jurassic Park franchise as a whole. I mean, I just love teaching people about those movies. But with 2009 Star Trek, what surprised me was the fact that they had practical models for the Kelvin. And I'm sure they had practical models for the Enterprise as well, in that same note, considering they used them for some of the action sequences and the blowing up shots and stuff like that. Because, back in the old days, yeah, sure, that's a fucking model, because that's the only way to get that kind of shit. You can't really CGI that, because that's going to cost you more than you've got in your entire budget. That's why most of the CGI shots of the Enterprise in those older movies, they're silhouettes.
Yeah.
You don't really, there's no detail to it.
I think one of the first times that Star Trek really used CGI for the ships anyway was really probably right around either Star Trek 5 or Star Trek 6, and I want to say it was Star Trek 6. Used a lot of CGI, and they didn't use a whole lot of practical models. They still used the practical models, but they didn't use them they didn't rely on them quite as heavily as the older movies did. Movies 1 through 5. Because I mean, even in 6, you can see there's a scene in Chang's Bird of Prey where they're circling the Enterprise, and you can see where they had just hit with the torpedo. That shot is 100% CGI of the Enterprise. But even like when they went to Generations and First Contact, yes, there was CGI, but a lot of it was models.
Right.
And
even Nemesis had a little bit of had a couple model shots as well, I believe.
Maybe a couple out of the entire movie.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much, but I think they had like a couple of them.
of it was CGI.
Yeah,
but I think there was like maybe like
that's stepping into the 90s. That's post Jurassic Park. And like I said, I put Jurassic Park out there because that's when people really started to figure out how to mend and meld this shit together to make it look seamless.
I think Nemesis came out 2004.
Right. So that's a whole 10 years after Jurassic Park.
2002. So it came out in 2002.
Okay, so 8 years, but even still,
But like in Insurrection, which had only come out about 5 years after Jurassic Park, I think they used a healthy blend between a model and a CGI. And even First Contact used models for just about everything. There was a few shots where they used CGI, namely the battle above Earth in the beginning of the movie. That was almost completely CGI, except for a couple of shots here and there. Like I think the first shot we see of the Borg cube going over, I think that one was a practical model.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Up until the Defiant starts firing at it, and then it flips to CGI.
CGI.
But First Contact only came out like 3 years after Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and then you get to 2009 Star Trek. CGI has been seamlessly blended for over 15 years at this point in time. You have so many people have knowledge on CGI, photo editing, video editing, visual effects, that they just made it work beautifully. And the technological advances between those two movies, I'm curious to see what Jay's got to say. We're probably saying a lot about what he's probably in that article saying. We're probably hitting these points before we even let him get to it. But
I mean, but it's come to a point where these days movies are more praised for using more practical effects than they are CGI.
Yeah.
When back in the day it was the exact opposite. Like if you could use CGI and use it well, you got praised for that. But these days it's the other way around, which is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, setting aside the film's captivating characters and riveting plots, casual audiences will certainly be enraptured by the visual spectacles displayed in both installments. Each film delivered groundbreaking sights for its time, fast-paced starship battles, a breathtaking orbital jump onto a mining platform, and Vulcan's devastating implosion represent only a handful of Star Trek 2009's stunning effects. The motion picture's narrative was more of a slow burn, really slow burn, imparting viewers with enough time to immerse themselves in V'ger's Cloud's run-in with 3 Klingon battlecruisers, the activities surrounding the Epsilon 9 station and Earth's dry dock facilities, and the Enterprise's expedition through V'ger's eye-popping interior. And if gadgets and technology are more to your liking, you can't go wrong with the movie's wealth of Star Trek staples: warp speed, phasers, starships, and transporter room shenanigans. With apologies to Commander Sonak.
That's fucked up.
He kind of got fucked in that deal. I like how he added that. With apologies to Commander Sonak. Because he got.
Did you get him?
Enterprise.
Did you get him back?
We got back.
We got him back.
Didn't live long. Fortunately. Ew.
Yeah.
It turned inside out. And then it exploded. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the pig lizard thing turned inside out and then it exploded? Hold, please. That's when we need to talk about one of these days, too, is fucking Galaxy Quest. Because that movie is directly inspired by Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Even the behind-the-scenes elements of Star Trek are in that movie, and so I think we need to go over that one of these episodes.
For sure.
Like we'll finish talking about the Kelvin movies, then we'll talk about Galaxy Quest, and then we'll talk about the Orville prolonging our Discovery episode even further.
And I'm sure we'll find something else. I'm sure we'll find something fucking else.
I mean, Star Trek Online technically came out before Discovery.
You know what? We haven't talked about. We forgot to talk about the animated series, so we need to go back and do that at some point.
Yeah, good point.
We are just.
Yeah, I would expect probably end of season 2.
We'll
get to it.
We're gonna get a cease and desist on from Discovery for hatred. Like, y'all thought Screen Rant was bad.
Anyway, our next bullet point: meaningful messages.
Okay.
As fascinating as world building and innovative effects are, the film's crowning achievements may be their ability to convey the ideals that are so synonymous with Star Trek. Assembling a crew unfamiliar with each other's personalities and skills empowered Star Trek 2009 exemplified the heights that can be reached when people overcome their differences and work together. This was particularly true in the case of Kirk and Spock, as their mutual animosity was transformed into admiration and friendship. They did not simply tolerate one another, they grew to appreciate their disparate perspectives while embracing the values they shared. The crew's impromptu coalition mirrored the Federation's own capacity to unite diverse worlds and cultures. Pretty accurate, I feel like.
Yeah.
The motion picture honed in on a separate pillar of Star Trek by focusing its story on a need for communication, knowledge, and self-enlightenment. Through the Enterprise's dealings with V'ger, Admiral Kirk resisted the urge to escalate the situation or initiate a preemptive attack, even in the face of the Epsilon 9 station's destruction. The crew has sought to gather more information from V'ger and attempt to understand its intentions. Just as the Federation dedicated itself to exploring the unknown, V'ger aspired to learn about its creators so that it could further its own mission to learn and collect data. In turn, Spock hoped a closer examination of V'ger would enlighten him on his path of self-reflection. By gravitating towards these issues, the two films benefit new viewers by bestowing upon them an idea of what Star Trek is all about.
You know what? As you were reading that, it dawned on me, the one thing I want to see Zachary Quinto's Spock do, and subsequently I want to see Ethan Peck's Spock do this as well, is the one thing no Spock has done since Leonard Nimoy, and that is mind meld with inanimate objects. Leonard Nimoy Spock mind melded with a rock.
I was about to say, so yeah, pretty much what I just did.
Yeah, he mind melded with a rock. He mind melded with a machine. And then when it came to the movies, he mind melded with another fucking machine, aka Beecher. Like, you know what?
Like, I may have told you this story before, but a funny little anecdote about that pain scene was they were filming it, and the guy was trying to, and the director was trying to get Leonard Nimoy like to give a little bit more, and like he was like pain, and then all of a sudden William Shatner's like, "Will somebody get this guy an aspirin?" And I was like, "Oh, jeez."
That's great.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I saw that, like, it was like an interview with Leonard Nimoy, and he told that story. He's like, "Will somebody get this guy an aspirin?" He just like looked at Shatner like, "You motherfucker."
Oh god. One thing I love about the Kelvin movies and having Leonard Nimoy incorporated into them was all the fun commercials that
we got with
Leonard Nimoy and Zachary Quinto got to do. My favorite of those being the was it Lexus car commercial?
It was one of the car commercials. Like they're both heading to a golf thing, and like he's struggling. Yeah. Like Leonard Nimoy is struggling because he's got the alt car. And then Zachary Quinto like makes it there first, and he's like, "Well, we still got to get in the door." And then Nimoy just knocks his ass out. Like, "Guess you're buying me lunch, motherfucker!" Like, bitch.
Like, there was a lot of handoff between those two that I think, in all honesty, kind of really cemented Zachary as one of my favorites amongst this new crew. Because it's not just Spock that is the reason I enjoyed this new crew. I mean, hell, Simon Pegg is Scotty. Simon Pegg has been the biggest Trek nerd ever. He's been a big sci-fi nerd. I mean, pretty much probably is almost as big, if not bigger nerd than you and me are. You know, and he's gotten to be in almost every single one of his favorite
Star Trek nerd. Don't insult me like that again.
He's gotten to be in, you know, in a lot of these sci-fi projects, including Star Wars. He was in Star Wars. He was in. He was in the movie Paul. You know, he's gotten to do a lot of sci-fi stuff that he absolutely enjoys doing. And he finally got to do Star Trek, and he got to play Scotty, and I love him. But I think what really cemented it with Zachary Quinto with me was not just the handoff between older Spock and Zachary and new Spock in the movies, but it was, you know, the car commercials, and then, you know, to go as far as In Search Of, a series that Leonard Nimoy had done in the 80s, I think, 70s and 80s. And then shortly after 2009 Star Trek, Zachary Quinto took over that show, or brought that show back, In Search Of.
Right.
And he did that show for a little bit. I never got to see the two shows side by side, but it was really cool that both of them had done that show and had, you know, and they kind of passed it, you know, he passed it off to Zachary very seamlessly, and the homage was there. Yeah. And I think it very much cemented, because not a lot of them got to do that. I know Zoe had only gotten to meet Nichelle after the fact. Anton Yelchin had only gotten to meet Walter after the fact. Chris Pine had gotten to meet Kirk beforehand, but it was a very one-off, "Hey, I'm about to play your character, I'd like your blessing," and that was that.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't, you know, and then the rest of them just, or, well, Sulu, he didn't get to meet George Takei until after the fact, I think. And then the rest of them didn't get the chance to do that because DeForest was already gone. So Carl didn't get to meet him. Simon Pegg he said he got to meet Scotty at a Star Trek convention, but that was long before he was ever in the movies,
So
it wasn't
time
like
ago.
So he didn't get to meet Scotty because Scotty had been dead 4 years by that point in time. Zachary was the only one that got to meet the actor before him and really learn from the actor before him how to portray that role and bring a love to it and a likeness to it the fans would agree with.
Absolutely.
I will say one of my favorite things though was Anton Yelchin's Victor 2. Was very much an homage to the nuclear vessels from Star Trek 4. But I got
the nuclear vessels. No.
Anton actually having been Russian born, raised in the US, but Russian born, was pretty cool actually to learn that. And again, so sad to that he's gone. I don't think there would have ever been a better choice for Pavel Chekhov other than him. I don't know if I doubt we'll get Pavel on Strange New Worlds. I doubt it very seriously because he wouldn't even be in the Academy at this point in time. At that point in time, would he?
He might be
because he's just on the other side of the Academy come season 2.
Kinda, sorta. Because they've gone back.
He's an intern,
especially with the technically the Star Trek 2 plot hole.
Yeah,
they've gone back saying he probably would have been one of the junior officers aboard the Enterprise on season 1. So it's very possible that he's in the Academy by the time Strange New Worlds comes up. And by the time it ends, of course. We could see him potentially there, but I don't know.
I kind of hope
there's a possibility for it. I don't necessarily like the possibility because that kind of messes with stuff, but we'll see. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Again, I couldn't name you a better choice for Pavel Chekhov. Even now, I couldn't name you a better one. With that whole crew, I mean, Karl Urban. Before 2009, pre-2009, I didn't know a lot about him.
He'd been in maybe one or two things. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he'd been in one or two things that I'd seen before, and he wasn't in them for very long. He was in them for a guest spot, more or less, for the things that I'd seen. I see him as McCoy. And I get so used to hearing him as McCoy that when I started listening to the interviews and stuff like that, much as I do, and I find out he's a fucking Kiwi, I'm like, what? I'm sorry.
He's a fucking Kiwi.
He's from New Zealand.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard that one.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Good God,
but because he plays the role so well, and then I Karl Urban is such a great actor. I've made a point to follow his career since then on into something like The Boys,
and now Mortal Kombat 2.
And oh yeah,
where he's playing good old Johnny Cage.
To go from Dr. McCoy to Billy Butcher is such a shock for me.
Kind of like the shock I had with Jack Quaid, because I saw Star Trek Lower Decks before I saw The Boys. And for those of you that have seen Lower Decks and have not seen The Boys yet, you're in for a ride. Because in Lower Decks, Jack Quaid voices a good old Ensign Boimler, who is a very he's a Star Trek nerd in the Star Trek freaking universe. Like he is very much a
he's an innocent little historian. Yeah, he's an innocent historian.
He's an innocent historian little boy, pretty much. And then you turn to the boys with Huey, and it's just like, what the fuck?
To be fair, okay, he didn't choose that life. That life was legitimately thrusted upon him.
That's 100% fair, but still, like, it's just like the shock of it. It's just like, what the shit?
Yeah. But you know what's funny is I watched The Boys before I watched Scream 6. Okay, and spoiler alert, he plays one of the Ghostface. He plays one of the Ghostface in Scream 6. And it's like, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, that makes total sense. And my friends are looking at me like, what do you mean that makes total sense? It's Jack Quaid. I was like, yeah, no, you guys haven't seen The Boys, have you? They're like, no. I was like, watch that and get back to me.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture shock.
Yeah. I mean, it's much like, you know, Michael Dorn, seeing him as Worf all these years, not knowing the name, right? Not knowing who Michael Dorn was, you know, but knowing that Worf was a character. I watched the Santa Claus movies growing up. Okay, I watched them every fucking Christmas. Okay, every year. And finally, about 4 or 5 years ago, I finally put 2 and 2 together. That Lieutenant Commander Worf is the fucking Sandman in the Santa Claus movies. And it's like, oh, holy shit.
My mom was watching Castle. I want to say it was Castle, where he plays a fucking therapist. And my mom just points it out. She's like, oh, hey, look, it's Worf. I'm like, what? And then he started talking. I'm like, oh, what? And he's a goddamn therapist of all things. Like, what?
Worf as a therapist just reminds me of that Geico commercial. And I think that's why yellow makes me sad. Well, you know what makes me sad? You do.
Or like how he was in Ted when he cosplayed as his own fucking character.
Dude, it's mad as shit like that I fucking love. I'll get behind that anytime, any day.
Anyway, let's finish up our article here real quick.
Yes.
Because it's the last little bit of it.
Okay.
So the last little bullet point is called "To Boldly Go." Star Trek 2009 and the motion picture's ending furnish an additional parallel, relaying that limitless possibilities awaited each universe's USS Enterprise. The former paired Captain Kirk settling into the captain's chair with a voiceover from Ambassador Spock, which stressed the ship's goal of seeking out new life forms and new civilizations. The motion picture concluded on a similar note, with Admiral Kirk directing the Enterprise into deep space. The message was punctuated by an end card which read, "The human adventure is just beginning." With that exploratory atmosphere in mind, new fans will feel encouraged to do some exploring of their own, whether that takes the form of continuing on to watch the sequels to these films, to going back to watch classic episodes and series, or venturing out on their own to check out the latest Star Trek releases.
And see, I will say, they missed an opportunity with 2009. That over the years, having heard all the, you know, every side of the story on the 2009, whether you love them or you hate them or you like them or you don't, I think it probably would have pissed off a lot of fans. I think it would have given a lot of fans a new love for it. Partially, I see it as a missed opportunity. Kirk gets the chair. Where should we go? And Spock says, well, such a mission has not been, of this duration, has not been attempted before. I defer to your good judgment. Right then and there, the line should have been, and I'll die on this fucking hill. Second star to the right, straight on till morning. That should have been the line.
Or
personally,
or a callback to the motion picture out there. That away. Like he did in the motion picture. I felt like that would have been like a great opportunity to be that away.
Yeah. That would have been good too. Either one of those, personally, it's a missed opportunity. I love the way it ended. Don't get me wrong. Hearing Leonard Nimoy's voice say the famous lines had me crying in the theaters when I watched it, having known everything up to that point in time, and having lived it already. You know, I was already just like a mess when that happened, because like finally he gets to say it. You know, as if he's truly the captain of the Enterprise. And so I enjoyed it just as much as I love Beyond's ending, where instead of it just being Kirk, it's the entire crew switching off each line. And knowing that it's the last time we'd ever see Anton Yelchin, too, and it's his last line. That brings a tear to my eye. Going forward on how well these people played these roles. Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. I had only ever seen Chris Pine in one other film up to this point in time, and even then I didn't really recognize him, and that was in Runaway, the train movie with Denzel Washington.
Okay, I hadn't seen him in anything before.
Star Trek. I mean, he was
in stuff. Like, I've seen stuff that came out before Star Trek, but I only saw it after I saw Star Trek. So
but like I said, he was like known but not known. Like that movie, I would say, I'd say the 2009 Star Trek really.
Like much of the rest of Star Trek started out as kind of B-list actors who got propelled to being A-listers because of
Trek. Yeah. Zoe Saldana, she is a phenomenal actress. I love her to death. No matter the movie or role, I think she does a beautiful, wonderful job no matter what she's given. Especially Gamora and Uhura. The actress for Uhura on Strange New Worlds, I say she does a phenomenal job.
Celia Rose. That's her name.
Yeah, I love her. I think she does wonders for the role, and I know Nichelle would be proud. I say Zoe's still on top, underneath Nichelle for Uhura, just because Zoe, with her depiction of Uhura, is, for us as Trek fans, we've always known that Uhura is a bad bitch. We've known that she is she is top of the line, best of the best. You're not getting a better communications officer than Uhura, and you're lucky if you get one that's right in the ranks right below her. And there's not many that fit that bill. Zoe's Uhura personifies that.
Personifies bad.
She has that cockiness to her in these movies, and I enjoy every bit of it, because while Nichelle's Uhura was very laid back, kind of in the original series, it was kind of just trying to find her footing and stuff like that. Later in the movies, she got, a bit of a bigger role and stuff like that. Of course, that's, based on the times in which those series were coming out.
Right.
We get a whole different side of Uhura than we've ever seen. And I think one that's warranted and honestly a breath of fresh air. Because again, the communications officer on the Enterprise warping into space. Doesn't know fucking Romulan. Now, granted, we're not supposed to Yeah, Romulans aren't that big of a fucking.
Granted, yeah, like the Romulans were still kind of an unknown technically at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the Narada arriving might have changed that a little bit as far as this universe goes.
A junior officer, a Starfleet cadet knows Romulan, and you have been in here for at least a couple fucking years past the academy. You're a fucking lieutenant, and you don't know Romulan? The fuck out of here. That's why all of a sudden Kirk steps on the bridge with her, and she goes, yeah, I can speak Romulan. Okay, you're the new communications officer. You get the fuck out of here.
She doesn't say it like that. Can you speak Romulan? All 3 dialects. And she's just like, fuck yeah, I can. Bitch.
Yeah, like all 3. And Klingon, because I'm a bad bitch. Suck it.
I don't have a mic, but I assume that got the point across.
It's I love her personification of Uhura. Again, there's no one better I would have casted in that role, especially at that time, because the only other actresses that I think would be able to pull off that type of Uhura were then and are now too old for the role for a beginning crew.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to go to remake the movies, and so have them at that age, give me Angela Bassett. Give me Angela Bassett as Uhura. Because, you want to talk about a bad bitch. Oh, my God. Okay. Each one of them were perfectly chosen. And I know that's what casting directors are for. I know, but hell, you have seen movies where you're like, okay, this guy could have been casted better. I've seen movies where I'm like, this guy could have been casted better. It takes a special type of person to take a role that has been written and fleshed out for, at that point in time, 30 some odd years, 33 years, in fact, come in and play them and do it so well that people aren't comparing you to the original, except for to say how good you are. Because I have, as much as I've heard I don't like the 2009 Star Trek, I've never once heard anyone say, I don't like this actor because they sucked playing this part versus this other actor on the original series. I've never heard that. I've heard, no, they do pretty good. I just don't like those movies. To which I'm like, fair. Yeah. That's your personal opinion. Your opinion's wrong. Sorry to say, but that's your personal opinion.
as we like to say here, yeah, your opinion's wrong, but fair enough.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion. That opinion.
Yeah, I've only heard them be compared to say how good they are versus the other. William Shatner's Kirk is very cocky. He's very much a ladies' man. Chris Pine's Kirk, probably a little bit more cocky, especially.
But I was about to say, if you think about it, the Kirk, Shatner's Kirk, had his loving family around to kind of temperament him, per se.
Yeah.
While this Kirk did not.
Yeah, and even more so, the very cocky scene of him, eating the apple. Yeah. Should we, I don't know, maybe fire back? No. Yeah. It's got. I love that scene. The Kobayashi Maru scene is beautiful.
Jim, the Klingon shields are still up. Are they? No. They're not. All right, 1 photon torpedo each. Don't want to waste ammunition. And then he's just sitting there. the rescue of the Kobayashi Maru is underway. How the hell did that kid beat your test? And then
I don't know.
Oh wait, not know. Like you gotta the eyebrow raise. I do not know.
And see, I can't do that. I can't do that. Like I can do, like they both go up. Like no.
See, like mine do too. So I have to if you look really close, like like I have to put one down so it looks normal, and then do the.
Yeah. See, I've never been able to do that, but Zachary Quinto, when he did that as well, that was another thing that really sold him as Spock to me, because that is such a Spock move. The one eyebrow raise,
the good old,
and then that puzzled look, and then typically whether it's fascinating, it's probably going to be my favorite.
Well, something I noticed, throughout the movie, that I find funny, is that when Spock says a captain cannot cheat death, and my inner brain, and I know it hasn't happened to him yet, I'm like, oh, that's rich coming from you, Spock. And I'm like, wait, that hasn't happened to him yet, but still, that's rich coming from you.
That, and then but also, listening to the director's commentary, they talk about that moment in which it's he says, for such a non-emotional being, that's such an emotional fucking response that he gives him. Like,
aggressive thing
a captain cannot cheat death. You of all people should know this. Your father. Like, that's such an emotional response. I'm like, I've never thought about that, but that is kind of a fucking
like that is
not
so
being
passive aggressive, you little bitch.
Right? Like, while it's not necessarily an emotional response, it is provoking an emotional response, and he knows it.
You might hate me for saying this, but that kind of reminds me of the Vulcans from Enterprise.
Yeah,
they're a very non-emotional race of beings. Like that comment was pretty passive aggressive, you little bastard.
And then Tyler Perry playing the Admiral in that scene.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and I'm listening to the director's commentary, and I'm, they're talking about Tyler Perry, and I'm like, Tyler Perry's in this movie, or they're talking about him, he's on screen. I'm like, of course it's Tyler Perry.
Shit.
I know that's fucking Tyler Perry. I mean, I've always known that's Tyler Perry, but it's like, because he's not necessarily funny in that moment, I forget that it's Tyler Perry.
Right? Like, it's not like a, it's not like It's not.
Yeah,
it's not like a. Wouldn't that be funny though if he appeared as like Medea as a Starfleet admiral? Wouldn't that have been fucking hilarious? Now you better sit down, boy, for whoop your ass.
Is it not my constitutional right to face my accuser? I tell you, I'll face your accuser for you, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
I know Taekwondo, and I know whoop your ass.
Whoop your ass.
Nah, shit. If Medea appeared in Star Trek, especially the 2009 Star Trek, no, we don't need Kirk and the crew. No, don't send the Enterprise. Just send Medea on a shuttle. She'll take care of Nero in 2 seconds. That's
probably why she wasn't there, is because she would have solved that problem like immediately. Like they wouldn't have had a movie. Shit.
I'm calling the Federation. Call the Federation, Hal.
Oh, the po-po ho.
They'll be here in 10 minutes. Good, that let me know what the hell out of you.
What the hell out of you? Oh man.
God damn it. Now I want to petition Tyler Perry to write Medea's Star Trek movie.
Oh God.
Well, you know what role I'd love to see Tyler Perry in, though, in Star Trek legitimately? I would love to see Tyler Perry as a Klingon. I think he'd make a pretty badass looking Klingon, personally.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. Make him like Worf's father or something.
Oh God. Oh, that brings me to my next little game I'd like to play here. Kind of like one of our. What would be your fan casting for a Kelvin Star Trek: The Next Generation?
You're gonna have to give me a minute to think on this, but hold on, real quick though.
I already know who I'd cast as Captain Picard. That would be a good old James McAvoy.
Okay, yeah. I'll give. Yeah, that has to. That has to.
You kind of got to at that point.
Yeah, but hold on. Before I answer this, because I'm gonna go on a deep dive on the tablet over here in just a second. You get to take a Star Trek movie, replace all the actors except for one with Muppets. What movie? Who are you keeping, and who are the Muppets?
Movie. No, we did this with the TV shows. I was like, we've played this game before.
Yeah, we played this before with the TV shows. I'll tell you, Star Trek 5.
Star Trek 5. Keep Cybok.
Oh, you sick fuck.
You know that would make the movie probably a little bit better for you.
Yeah. I told Hannah fucking Star Trek Wrath of Khan. Keep Kirk. And she goes, who plays Khan then? I was like, Fozzie. Instead of Khan, you get Fozzie! Waka waka!
Waka waka! Hey! Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a fun fan casting. Because like you gotta have James McAvoy as Captain Picard in that particular instance. But what about the rest? That's like who would play Riker?
Oh, here we go.
Oh God.
I pulled this up on my cast. Okay, this is a fan casting for Kelvin Timeline TNG.
Oh boy. Let's see how any of these we actually.
This is a bit difficult to work with. Jean-Luc Picard, James McAvoy.
Well, duh.
Okay. Yeah. William T. Riker. Who's your fan cast, real quick?
Yeah, I don't know. That's one I've always been. That's one I've always struggled with. Like, who the fuck could play Riker? Like, other than freaking Jonathan Frakes? Like,
here they have Henry Cavill.
Oh, I
don't see it personally.
I could see it. Watch. Have you seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Yes.
That's why I can see it.
Personally, I go Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I could see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it.
For Deanna Troi, they have Ana de Armas. That one I kind of see. I kind of fuck with that one a lot.
What? Oh,
I like that one a lot.
I was thinking about Ana de Armas in the Encounter at Farpoint uniform. Yeah, anyway,
yeah.
Moving on.
Tasha Yar, they have Jennifer Lawrence. No, thank you.
I mean, I could see it to a point.
I could see it, but I'm just not a fan of hers. I'm not, to be honest with you.
Because that's let me make sure I'm thinking of the right person here. Yeah, okay.
Jennifer Lawrence is Katniss Everdeen. Yeah.
There's so many Jennifers out there that it gets confusing at some point.
Yeah, I fucking know it, dude. Shit. And the day I make it in Hollywood, I'm gonna make all the Chris's. Like it just, I can hear it now. Chris Yarbrough stars in what the fuck? Another goddamn Chris.
or they all secretly have a cult and they're just like one of us, one of us, one of us.
No, trust me. When I make it in Hollywood, I'm going to have Chris Pine, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, and myself all in one big ass movie.
God, what kind of movie would that even be?
I have no idea yet. I have no idea, but it's gonna have to do nothing with our name. Nothing to do with our name. But it's just the fact that we're all named Chris. We're gonna put each other in a.
Is if like all you guys were like named Steve or something in the movie?
Yes.
Like Steve or Bill or something stupid like that.
Okay, I kind of actually really fucking like this casting they've got, honestly, except for a couple of them. Because for Data, they have Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can.
Which I could see him as Data, but I see him more as Riker, personally. But I can see him playing both.
Right.
He's got that range to do both. Q, they have, and you're gonna love this about as much as I do, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, I can.
I fucking love that. Worf, they have Winston Duke. He was in Black Panther.
Yeah, I still gotta look.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
I love that one, actually. I really love that casting. Geordi LaForge, this is another one I would probably change. But at the same time, I don't know, because
who do they have?
I love this actor, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if I would make him Geordi. But it's John Boyega, aka Finn from Star Wars.
See it?
I could see it, but I think there's a better choice, but I don't know who it is. That's my personal problem. Is I think there's a better choice, but I don't know who it is.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. Geordi.
Yes.
Beverly Crusher. I really enjoy this casting. Bryce Dallas Howard. Mm-hmm. For Kelvin Timeline Benjamin Sisko, they have Mike Coulter.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
And that's it. That's all I've got here. Oh no!
You know who I would cast for Kelvin Universe Sisko? Shamar Moore.
He's too pretty. He's too pretty. I'm sorry.
Like, just he's too pretty.
Here we go. We got the D Space Nine Kelvin Timeline crew.
Okay.
I have no idea who any of these people are on the next three. I don't know who they are, but let's go with it. Kira Nerys, they have Lizzie Kaplan. I have no idea who she is or what she's been in, so don't ask me.
She was in Mean Girls. That's about the interview. Not much else.
Yeah. Let's see. For Jillian Bashir, they have Dev Patel.
No clue. I can see it.
Jadzia. Yeah, I can see it. Don't get me wrong. Jadzia Dax, they have Jamie Alexander.
Okay, yeah. No, oh.
Where is she from?
Um, okay. Like I know I've seen her and stuff. She looks very familiar. Also, I could totally see. Anyway,
Yeah.
she's Sif in Thor, like Lady Sif.
Oh shit. Okay, then yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm full wholeheartedly with this. Wholeheartedly with that then.
Yeah. I can see the
Odo.
spots. Anyway,
Oh, Odo, they have as Mark Strong.
yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. That's a good one.
Uh, Miles O'Brien is Chris O'Dowd.
Chris
He
who?
looks familiar, but I can't place him.
Chris who?
O'Dowd, O apostrophe DOWD. And that's another guy I need to add to my movie.
Oh, I've seen him and stuff, but I don't. The IT crowd.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah. I could see it though. Anyway,
Let's see. Quark. Okay, I want to add. I want to know your fan casting for a Kelvin Timeline Quark, and then I'll tell you theirs. And I really love theirs.
hold on. Think for a minute.
See, because oh man, this is gonna be great when I get to tell you.
Goldblum.
Okay,
I can see it.
They're casting for a Kelvin Timeline Quark, and the reason I love it so much is Seth Green. One,
Yeah.
because Seth Green could definitely play Quark, but more so, Seth MacFarlane and Seth Green already go back and forth as Chris and Peter on Family Guy about
Seth MacFarlane as
about
Quark and
Robot
cast
Chicken.
Seth Green as Rom.
Well, no. They have Elijah Wood as Rom. Okay. But if you do the Kelvin timeline for both of them for Next Gen and for Deep Space Nine, Seth MacFarlane is Q, and you do Seth Green as Quark. The jokes on Family Guy get that much funnier because again, Seth MacFarlane as Peter Griffin and Seth Green as Chris Griffin go back and forth about Robot Chicken to poke fun at Seth Green for. I could see them doing it worse because he played. Because he played a Ferengi.
How does it feel to be on a real network for 10 seconds? Fuck you!
Rom, they have Elijah Wood, and Nog, they have Gaten Matarazzo. The kid from Stranger Things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see it, but I don't know.
Wesley Crusher, they have Jack Dylan Grazer, which he's the kid from Shazam that has the little that has to walk with the.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. As Dr. Pulaski, they have Jane Lynch.
That sounds familiar. Okay.
Oh, you definitely know Jane Lynch.
Yeah, I do. I don't like her, but yeah.
Jake Sisko, they have Danny Boyd Jr. I have no idea who he is.
Boyd Jr.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
As Lixwana Troy, they have Emma Thompson.
I can see that.
And then for Kiko O'Brien, they have Kamiko Glenn.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't hate those. I feel like there's some better ones. I'll think on this and I'll give you an answer next week because I gotta really think about this one.
I mean, there's only one you don't got to think about, but
yeah,
and that's
yeah. But for a true fan casting for Kelvin, yeah, for a true fan casting though for a Kelvin timeline, TNG, I don't want anybody else's cue other than Seth MacFarlane, just for simple fact. I think he'll be able to do it. First of all, secondly, he loves Star Trek, so give him his time in the franchise again since Enterprise.
Jensen Ackles is Riker. That could work.
I mean, it could, but you're making Riker older than Picard at that point in time.
Beauty of makeup.
That's true. That's true.
No, I'm just a Jensen Ackles fan, so I think he should be.
No, yeah.
But like, I could like if they were gonna go like the Enterprise E, like I could totally see him playing Riker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like, just like I don't like seeing Jonathan Frakes without his beard, I wouldn't like to see Jensen Ackles without his. I mean, I know he's done it several times over the years. And again, some of my family went to school with him. I've known him for quite a while, long before Supernatural. I mean, I've seen him without facial hair. He just looks better with a beard, personally. But then again, I believe all guys do.
He doesn't look horrible with.
Oh no, he's got that fucking chiseled jaw, chiseled by the Greek gods themselves. Lucky motherfucker.
Is.
Should see his fucking parents. Dear God.
How in the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How does that even make sense? Okay, we're getting off topic. Like, I'm going to spend an hour thinking on this. Like, how the fuck does that even...
No, okay. We're gonna play. Let's play another game. We're gonna stick with our Muppets, though. Okay, God. So you have to cast the Muppets as the entire cast of Star Trek 2009, like the main Star Trek Enterprise crew cast.
Okay.
Pike, and then the 7 others.
Pike's a hard one.
Mm-hmm. Kermit is Spock. Piggy is Uhura. Fozzie is Kirk.
Fozzie. Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Tell you what, I'll take Chef for Pike. Swedish Chef.
Better than what I was thinking. I was thinking either Statler or Waldorf.
No, and I'll tell you why. Waldorf is Bones. Statler is Sulu. Yeah. Especially with that movie, because those two roughly stay the fuck out of the way, but love to comment on everything going on.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. What is it? Rizzo, the rat.
Yeah. Make him Chekhov.
That's Chekhov. I'm glad you saw where I was going with that.
Yeah. That's all right through that one.
Let's see.
Who else do we
Now
have?
we just need Scotty and Scotty's little sidekick.
I feel like Scotty's little sidekick should be
The chickens. Chickaletta.
I already see where you're going with Scotty. Fucking Gonzo.
I'll let you tell me a better choice.
Nope, I don't think I could if I tried.
Look, Gonzo's already figured out a way to go to space anyway.
Like for Pike, I was thinking either Statler, Waldorf, or Sam the Eagle.
Oh fuck, Sam the Eagle would have been a good one too. The reason I chose Swedish Chef is just because, you know, he's always in the Muppet universe got some great fucking inspirational messages, even though we could never understand him. He's always, oh well, thank you, Swedish Chef. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Bork, bork, bork.
No, Sam the Eagle kind of works for him too. I like that one. But no, Statler and Waldorf, that's Sulu and Bones.
But who would Prime Spock be? Yeah.
No. Prime Universe, McCoy and Spock are Statler and Waldorf.
Like they're there, to get okay. Sulu is Robin, Kermit's nephew.
Oh yeah.
The little frog.
Yeah.
And Bones is fuck.
But oh my god, I'm excited to get to Beyond, though.
Dr. Bunsen, who has a little helper of Beaker.
So what? You're making Nurse Chapel Beaker?
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor Chapel.
Me.
Oh my god. Oh, did I tell you we finally got to a mock time with Hannah? Mm-hmm. She thoroughly enjoyed it. Then we got to Mirror Mirror.
Oh Lord.
Whoa. The fun I had just watching her watch that episode.
I'll bet.
I enjoy Mirror Mirror. Anytime I get to watch it, it is possibly one of the greatest episodes of all time.
It's a good one.
And I'm saying that for any Star Trek series. She was just gone. There's just hands in different places around the head, like, oh my god, what is going on?
Well, see, that's why I keep saying you need to watch Star Trek Continues, because there's an episode in Star Trek Continues that continues that mirror universe story after that episode ends. Like when the rest of them get back to the mirror universe from Mars, and it continues on that.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to watch it.
Yeah, because I mean, as we see it, you know, when they get back, supposedly Kirk's supposed to die the moment he steps on that. You know, he gets back on that ship by order of the Terran Command. And she sat there and she go, you know, she watched the, you know, she watched little hand movements, and I was like, She's like, that's a little familiar, a little kind of fucked up. I was like, yeah.
Does it seem a
Supposed
little
to be that for
does
a
it seem a
reason.
little Reichish? Yeah.
Third Reichish, if you ask me, but with that, and I was like, yeah, the reason again, for the Mirror Universe, Nazi Germany never stopped. They just kept going. Just like, oh, I was like, yeah. So that's kind of their thing.
Granted, it's not pointed up like it was. It's just
yeah, it's just outwards because again, they would have gotten in trouble if they'd gone up with
I
it.
think they would have gotten in trouble if they, up in the air.
Yeah. Because as it was, I think that episode caught a lot of flack because even still they did that. Yeah. Because I don't think whenever we go back to the Mirror Universe, I don't think we ever see them do that again. Honestly.
No, they do it in Enterprise. They do the same, like an outward.
Did they do it in Enterprise? That's right, yeah. But yeah, even still, I think they caught a lot of flack for doing that as it was anyways back in the 60s. But again, that was really 20 years.
Much of the Mirror Universe other than Deep Space Nine. And Deep Space Nine, the Empire's already...
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Terran Empire doesn't really come back again until Star Trek Online, really.
Right. Which, honestly, I would have loved to have seen a Mirror Universe TNG episode. I think that would have been a lot.
There's a book that explores that, and there's also a comic book.
Yeah. I've got the
where the Mirror Universe Enterprise D is the pre-nacelle badass variant of the. It's the all good things variant of the Enterprise.
Yeah, which I do have that comic book. I've got quite a few comics of the Mirror Universe TNG crew. I just would have loved to have seen it, fucking live action. I think that would have been phenomenal. Getting to see Picard or getting to see Patrick Stewart take on a more.
Mm-hmm. But, Dark Mirror is the one. Is the book that.
Oh, okay.
And it's good. Like, it's really good.
So I know you said number 2 is the weakest link for 2009 for the Kelvin timeline. Mm-hmm. How would you rate the movies? Because I think you and I are probably about the same.
1, 3, 2.
Okay, they're a little bit different. I'd go 3, 1, 2.
I mean, like the only reason I put the first movie on top of the third movie,
mm-hmm.
is because it's like, without it, we wouldn't have the third movie. First of all,
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
And I just like it more. Like, I'm not saying I don't like the third movie any less, because the third movie was really good. Yeah. But I really have a soft spot for that first movie.
No, and I understand entirely. I mean, I'd say the third movie, I put it on top just because it's its own all the way around original story. Mm-hmm. They're solidified in who these guys are. We don't have to see the backstory and nothing like that. It is just, this is their first real good mission that is theirs, like, and theirs alone.
The only unoriginal part of that movie was they destroyed the Enterprise in the third movie, but it's not even done the same way.
Yeah. And also you said you had a beef. I'm going back a few episodes with my question here. You said you had beef with the NX class starship in that movie.
Because I mean, like, it was like we talked about in that episode, is kind of beef, kind of like be explained away per se, but
yeah.
My beef was that the Franklin just looked different than what a NX class, because it is an NX class of that particular timeline. and it's just like,
Well, see,
yeah,
and what really fucked up and kind of gets rid of the explanation that me and you have come to an agreement on
oh yeah,
for that is the fact that the timeline doesn't shift
yeah,
until Nero appears.
which
So technically, Archer's NX and that NX class would be in both timelines.
yeah, which
'Cause I saw, I think either you sent it to me or I sent it to you, but I saw a video recently on TikTok of someone talking about that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. Like,
uh-huh. Which I mean,
me
the
and
only
John had an
real way
explanation.
that can be explained away is that the ripples would move in both directions from the point of change. So there would be minor
Right.
changes here and there. But I mean that one's pretty, but yeah, that one's pretty drastic, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, I liked seeing the supposed NX class.
Yeah, no,
And
don't get me wrong. I like the
again,
ship. I just
all back,
that's my beef with it.
yeah, the callback to the first movie with Sabotage playing yet again.
Mm-hmm.
I love that fucking song. I promise you, when we go to Las Vegas next year for the convention, on our walk through the convention, I'm playing Sabotage. I'm letting you know that now.
That's fair. That's 100% understandable.
Like at least the first day, because I know second day you're probably gonna want to play the Enterprise theme, and so I'll have to endure that. So
Damn right you will.
You're the one that's
but no, these Kelvin timeline, so fucking cool. Everything that they did. I mean, from the platform jump, the your article talked about a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the coolest scene in the fucking movie. I mean, there's a lot of cool shots in that movie. It is action packed from beginning to end. There isn't a bit of downtime in that movie. Honestly, when it comes to the action, the most you get is the little bit of Starfleet Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And even that is semi action packed. You get, which those scenes, matter of fact, the outside shots of Starfleet Academy were filmed at a library there in San Francisco, and they just used digital animating to make the city look futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's kind of cool. Might have to go over to that library in San Francisco in a Starfleet uniform one day and just walk around a little bit.
Right.
One thing that I absolutely love that nobody has ever messed with is the fact that Starfleet Academy is in San Francisco. It doesn't matter what universe, what timeline, what time period you're in, it's always San Francisco. I don't know why it was ever chosen to be San Francisco in the first place.
Up until Discovery, like the later seasons of Discovery, where Earth was no longer part of the Federation.
Really? Okay.
But now, with the new Starfleet Academy show, they are moving it back to San Francisco.
Right, because I've heard, because one of the taglines in that trailer is the class that we'll be featuring and watching is supposedly the first class to graduate from Starfleet Academy in some odd 100 years.
In San Francisco, in at least a century or two, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Starfleet Academy had been at Federation headquarters, which was no longer at Earth when Discovery moved to the future.
Hmm. See, now I want to know why Earth left the Federation. Then yeah, we'll get into that when we get into Discovery, because I want to not be mad for a little bit.
Explain it. I want to say they do explain it, but I can't remember how because it's been so long since I've seen the episode. Because Discovery does return to Earth after going to the future, only to find that Earth is no longer part of the Federation.
Hmm. That's weird, but okay.
Right? That's kind of what I said. I'm like, that's kind of dumb, but whatever.
Like Earth pretty much made the Federation happen, and we're just gonna leave it.
Well, Vulcan had left the Federation too at that time because of the burn. If you remember anything about the burn. So in the early 30th century, all the dilithium in currently active starships exploded.
Oh. Yeah. So then, what do starships get powered by afterwards?
Still warp, but to a lesser extent. Because dilithium is so rare now. I don't remember all the details, because like I said, it's been a minute.
Are we sure Discovery is Star Trek? Like, are we?
No, I'm on the same page, buddy. I'm on the same page.
Yeah, that tears it. We're doing Galaxy Quest and fucking Orville before we do Discovery. Again, all the shit I will give Discovery. The uniforms look cool. The uniforms in seasons 1 and 2 look cool. That's it. That's the only thing I'll give it.
I was about to say, I don't even mind the uniforms that they used in season 4. Like seasons 4 and 5 aren't horrible.
But see, I never got that far.
They're not horrible. Like, here, let me pull up a picture.
Oh no.
Like,
see, your version of not horrible and my version of, oh dear God, what is that? Get it off my screen. I need to bleach my eyes are two different versions.
Right. I mean, I don't think they look bad by any means.
But they're not the greatest thing that could have been done.
Right. So here, let me put it on screen here.
God, this mint is strong.
So that's the uniform. And like I said, it doesn't look horrible. It's still kind of got that offset kind of thing going on, but it doesn't look horrible by any
means. Now, the question is Red Command?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can see in this picture when it loads up. So yeah, so there's good old Captain Burnham.
Sorry. What?
Yeah. It's a thing now. It's a thing.
No, I mean,
so
it's not a bad look. It just looks.
Yeah. That's what I said. I'm like, it's not horrible.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like their season 2, season 1 uniform, just in the original colors with a black stripe.
And I think that's what they were going for. To be 100% honest with you, I think that's what they were going for. But yeah, so that's yeah.
But see, the first time we see the Strange New Worlds crew on Discovery, though, we see them in a Discovery style uniform, but in the original series colors.
Yep.
I enjoyed I enjoyed the fuck out of that uniform. I really did. I still want one. I don't care for the story of Discovery, but the uniforms, the blue ones, look great. You know, if they had put Discovery now, if they had put Discovery further back towards Enterprise rather than this close to the original series, I think that blue uniform would have done a lot better because, it's kind of a shift from the Enterprise jumpsuit to what we would have. But I still don't think it was a bad choice. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed the uniform. As soon as I saw the uniform, I went out and I bought one. I had to. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit anymore. I need to get it. I need to lose some weight or get it let out. One of the two. Personally, I like to lose some weight, honestly. But I enjoyed the uniform, and then season 2 came around, and we got to see the Strange New Worlds crew in the original series colors, but the Discovery uniform, and I was like, oh, that's badass. I need.
And I like their uniform.
And I
like,
still haven't gotten one.
Like when they transitioned over to Strange New Worlds and they got that new uniform, I think that uniform looks great.
Oh, the current Strange New Worlds uniform? I do. I enjoy that. I think it gives very much the Beyond movie uniform before they switched to their blue jacket.
Yeah.
It has that kind of feel to it.
I'm still of a mind to where they should slowly transition to the Cage uniforms by season 5, but
and hopefully they will, but I don't know.
Or
I
even
doubt
the
it.
uniforms that were used in the second pilot, how they're just a little bit different from the Cage uniforms, but still.
Yeah,
still very rudimentary.
Yeah. And technically, I'm sure you know, but there were 3 different colors in those uniforms as well. It doesn't look it, but there were. There was the silverish blue. You had the yellow, and then you had a kind of like
kind of a beige color.
Yeah.
For operation. Yep.
Yeah. And I always thought that was kind of cool. And watching the original series again with Hannah, I noticed there are some times where the lighting will be just right on the gold uniform.
You see that green.
Where you see the green, yeah. And I'm like, holy shit.
You have to really be looking for it, but you can find it.
But you can see it,
especially in that first pilot, like those uniforms they use, you can kind of see like on some like the seams and stuff, that uniform is like a lime fucking green.
And like it's crazy that
if you look real close at like either Spock's or Kirk's collar in that second pilot, you could see it's supposed to be a lime fucking green, almost a neon green.
Well, see, we were watching the episode where they meet the Constellation, the Doomsday Machine.
Yep,
we were watching that one yesterday. We finished that one yesterday, and Kirk standing there in his tunic, his wraparound, and he's standing there next to Commodore Decker, and
you can really see it there.
Just really quick, kind of glances of light and stuff, and the uniforms look the exact same color, and it's like,
holy
but it's
shit.
funny. It's so funny how 60s era cameras and lighting changed what was supposed to be a lime green uniform to canonically it's just always been yellow now.
It's always been gold, yep.
Yeah, and it will always forever stay gold. Like, they could have fixed it. They could have fixed it with the next generation.
Unless it's Kirk's tunic, then that one is canonically supposed to be green.
Yeah.
Or his dress uniform.
Yeah. Right. And I find it funny. I really do. Like, that'll still be the most hilarious thing to me about how they saw a mistake and just ran with it. It's not a lot of shows do that. Not a lot of movies will do that. Like if if there's a mistake, it's just like we're gonna explain it away and we're gonna correct it.
Like it got the red and the blue down, but it couldn't get that fucking green.
Yeah,
it's freaking hilarious. Unless the material itself was changed, like for his tunic or for his dress uniform, where is that?
Yeah,
where it was just an ever so slightly different fabric that the camera was able to pick it up.
Yeah. And personally, I think one of my next purchases is going to be that tunic, that wraparound tunic. I think.
I need to get a new. It's gotten to the point where I cannot lose enough weight to fit into it. So I need a new one.
Yeah. What size is yours?
There's not a lot of options for it out there, though. I will tell you that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't even think Koshermart has one.
They've got Pikes. So. They've got Pikes green one, but they don't have. Like you can find the uniform. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
So like, if I were to look up.
Excuse me, damn.
So if I were to look that up, just looking, yeah, there are not a lot of options for that green that you can find. Like the one I got off of Amazon forever ago. Like I don't even see it in the options.
Personally, I'm not a fan of this one, of Pikes.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why.
I like it. I like the fact that it was like included and kind of like a callback. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it had an undershirt under it and B, a badge over here, I'm like, no, nuh-uh.
That and this doesn't go over far enough. Like it should be up here.
Like it should be like, yeah. Okay, so this is the one that I found back in the day. This one right here is the one I found back in the day. This is the one that's I don't know where it is. But
yeah.
But like you can kind of see in the sleeves here that it's just ever so quick. But it's just ever so like it's not like the sleeve rank isn't correct. If you ask me. Now there is one that does look a little bit better. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay. And that's this one right here. It comes back up. Come on. Come on. Load, you son of a bitch. Okay. So this is the one. This is another one that I found. And that looks a lot better because it's even got the black underlining thing here. The sleeve ranks are a little bit more correct. The only thing that seems off to me about this is the color. But then, like, say, looking at it like side by side, it almost looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Now here's one I found on Etsy. They've blacked out the badging and ranks.
Of course.
But someone has uploaded their picture of it and given a 5-star. Here's their review of it. Wow. If you want the TOS Season 3 wrap, this is it. Seller was helpful at determining size before ordering 2. And so this is their review photo. So I'll move us out of the way.
That's good.
Now, I will say,
how long ago was that?
$260 on Etsy.
On Etsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the photos. Here's their photos of it.
See, they looks like they used the old Anovos pick
Yeah.
back when Anovos was still a thing, which made fantastic fucking uniforms.
Yeah, and Anovos did. I mean, Anovos used to be
they were
a
about that
go-to for the
expensive.
501st.
Like they were about that
Oh yeah,
expensive too. Was the thing because they made
yeah,
like the Wrath of Khan like excursion jacket. Like they had fucking all of it. Anything you
yeah.
could think of, they had it.
And see, and like I said, Anovos used to be the go-to for
People
the
who wanted screen accurate uniforms.
that and the 501st. The 501st would use Anovos a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Up until when they got shut down.
yeah. Which why did they get shut down? Do you know?
If I remember right, it had something to do with copyright or something.
I bet you Disney got them. I bet you Disney got them.
I think it was actually CBS that got them.
Really?
Okay, so what happened was they finally collapsed under the weight of delays and never delivering orders.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, okay, because here's Pike in his, and
Right.
again, that sitting right there, it should be coming out around there on him.
Like almost like not quite center, but just ever so slightly off center.
Slightly off. Yeah. Someone fixed it and put it in the gold, and somehow I hate it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
like, I don't know why.
That's also the first season wraparound tunic.
Yeah.
Which
Red little
that
bits
was
up
an
top.
entirely different material, and if you look at it close, it's a darker green than that second and third season.
Oh yeah, well here's all three side by side.
Mm-hmm. The one I have is more like that season 2 where it doesn't have that black underlay.
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked the black underlay instead of not having
I
it.
did too, yeah. Yeah.
Or I guess it's just not as pronounced in season, because it is that black underlay, like it's in some variations of the uniform and sometimes
Yeah,
not.
because here's season 2. Here's season 2 when they're dealing with Vol.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the Vol, and it's got the black underlay.
But sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
Like I think in probably like one of the first variations we've ever seen of that uniform, like it did not have that black underlay, and it was just a.
Mm-mm.
But then I think they added it in later.
And probably my favorite episode from season 2.
Right, the trouble with
and
tribals.
One of my favorite moments from season 2 of that episode.
Yeah, so that's about how that worked.
You know, I would love to see the Kelvin timeline use that wraparound.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
I love to see a Kelvin timeline version of that wrap. I think that'd be cool too. The first 2 movies, Kelvin timeline uniforms, I thought they were cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the third one. I love
they did what they were supposed to do, which is look like the original series uniform, but just ever so different.
Yeah. And it looked almost like it had a pattern of the Delta throughout it. Kind of like the original, or kind of like the Strange New Worlds one on the sleeves.
Yeah, it does. that whole pattern that's on there, it's not triangles, it's the actual delta. In fact, give me a second.
While you pulled that up, I'm going to be right back, actually.
Well, all on my hand. Jesus Christ.
Medium. Fuck. We'll see.
So, this is the said uniform.
Yeah.
If you look, pick up.
You're going to have to get rid of the background. Yeah.
Delta.
Yeah. Let's see. I've had this for quite a while. I use this as kind of like a closet version of that because I got the Discovery badge, magnetic badge from Quantum Mechanics.
It's probably.
And this is, I mean, it's just a plated, you know, just a regular sweatshirt. But I put the badge on there to kind of, you know,
textured.
Yeah,
They're all,
you know, and I
Henleys,
used to put the
4 or 5 shirts that are textured like that. I think I even have one in that color.
Yeah. I used to have like a black turtleneck, like thin turtleneck that would go up underneath here to put the black collar on it, and then have that badge, and then
you're gonna like what I'm gonna say here.
What?
Without the black turtleneck, that almost looks like Age era uniform.
You know what? You're right.
You put a little Enterprise patch on there and use like some gold ribbon or something and put it around the sleeves. You've got a pretty good Age era uniform.
That's true. That is true. I do like the way you think.
Especially,
you know,
especially
honestly,
with that
though,
collar too, like how it's just ever so.
Oh yeah.
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 Like that's a pretty good, and if that's what they transition, like in Strange New Worlds, if they transition to something like what you're wearing right now, like absolute.
And if they
cinema.
if they use this, screen used, motherfucker, screen accurate, motherfucker, and I had it before the show. Fascinating.
Like I just thought of that, like while I was looking at it, I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, he's gonna like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've never thought about it that way, honestly. But now that you've said it,
you can find the little patches like they used in that pilot. Find little.
Oh yeah.
They're not hard to find at all. And like I said,
yeah, because I had an American
couple straps of like gold ribbon sewn to the
in my.
sleeves. You're golden.
Yeah. In my Star Trek boxes over here, in the very bottom one, I've got a blue American Eagle shirt that I had when I was a teenager that I got an original series science emblem patch and sewed that onto it. and turned it into a science officer uniform. And it's much like this. It's textured just like this. You know, I probably couldn't fit it into it anymore. I think it's probably a fucking small. Hell, this is a medium, and it's killing me right now because I don't wear medium. Like I could if I lost weight. You know, that's my problem. Once I lose weight, I'll be able to fit mediums again. Right now, I'm in an extra large, and that's to be comfortable. Large is what I really wear. Extra large to be comfortable. I should be in a medium. And my goal over this next year is to fucking lose that fucking weight. Hopefully before the wedding. But yeah, I have to get that out. I'm gonna have to get that out eventually. Some of the other stuff that I've gotten in there that's I'd love to show off. But since this is choking shit out of me, I'm gonna take it back home.
Look for it. You have to quite a bit of search to find it. But you can find like the ones that match those age.
Right, because they definitely weren't as pronounced as the later episodes.
Or honestly, you could probably stick it like a patch on.
Yeah, because who's gonna argue? You know.
Like I said, his like that those uniforms, the Delta one, quite as.
Yeah. They were a lot smaller, and weren't they? They were all silver, weren't they? I want to say.
No, I think right.
Yeah.
I want to get that freaking.
Oh yeah.
The double-breasted, the.
Yeah. Well, let's see. How long have we been at this now?
We are currently at 2 hours and 41 minutes. So
all right. Well, guys, we will see you next time for The Wrath of Khan Part 2. I'm sorry. Star Trek Into Darkness. That's a good movie. It really is.
It's good. It's
we
not
enjoy it.
My favorite of the three. It's actually my least favorite of the three, but it's still good.
It's still a really good movie. We're ready to talk about it. I've been ready to talk about these movies since we started this podcast and the way that we went about it. So join us next time, please, for the Kelvin Timeline Part 2. And after that, Kelvin Timeline Part 3. Till then, guys. Yeah. Until then, guys, we love you. We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us on this 5-year mission, if not hopefully a hell of a lot longer year mission.
As always, number is 988.
Should you need it, let's hope you don't. But should you, 988. And there's always a place for you in Star Trek. So find it. Come along for the ride. The starship's primed and ready. Let's warp out. Captain Yarbrough signing off.